Alright, hey everybody and welcome back. Just got done eating lunch. Was delicious. Had a ham sandwich with provolone and mustard, in case you were wondering. And then I also had some chocolate lasagna from a few nights ago. Don't know what that is, look it up. It's delicious. Try to make it. Let me know how it goes. Alright, back in the bookstore. I'm gonna overview some of my map stuff, and I think talk to my companion. So, you need to pay for the damages you caused. There's a locked trash container. The manager Gart. Oh, Gart should have a key. Call Sylvie using Kim's shortwave. And this is also using his shortwave, I think. Get a hold of a sad song on tape. So this is my thought cabinet. My morale bonuses from thoughts. Internalize. That's a lot of thoughts. Okay. Right now, the only one I have is Lonesome Long Way Home. Temporary research bonus, +1 encyclopedia. Factual memory returns. Research time is about 6 hours and 5 minutes. Problem. No solution. Let's rewind. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here. Fall over, get up, get off the asphalt in 20 minutes. Shuffle your feet through courtyards, scarring little children. Go under the great raised motor tract, the 881, until you reach Le Domaine Imminent in North Jamrock. Streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down Main to Perdition. There's a side alley there, and your footprints in the mud. Can I just internalize that? What does it mean to internalize and not internalize? It's the only thing I've got right now, so do that and try to find out. Now let's talk to Mr. Kim Kardashian.
Yes?
Tell me about the case. What do you want to know? Literally anything. I can't remember a single thing. But you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down by a bit. I literally know nothing about it, only what you told me before. You want me to brief you? Brief, yes, that sounds good. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There's an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and a logistics company, Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. Wait, does the briefing say who the victim was? Security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth. Why didn't we know anything about the caller? They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could not identify neither the caller's age nor sex. Why hide themselves? There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The Dock Workers Union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now, it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. Hold on. And the RCM is... That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city. Encyclopedia. The RCM, or the Revachol Citizens Militia, is the police force you and him are a part of, a self-organized Peace Corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this. Of course. Yes, I understand everything now. Ask him to tell you about the case. Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer. Would you say this is a mysterious case? The lieutenant considers your question for a moment before answering. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. Why not? The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. I was thinking something otherworldly might be involved. You know, something supernatural. I can assure nothing like that will happen. Do you know why not? Are you sure? I think something's already happening. No, something isn't happening because it's not part of, he makes a precise hand gesture, reality. Composure. The gesture resembles an orchestra conductor bringing the choir to a full stop. So desperately mundane, you need to funk this case up. There's something the lieutenant isn't seeing. The universe is too irrational, too morally complex. You should convince him. If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. His disdain is clear. The man would not use such an expression otherwise. What do you mean? You don't know? His eyes narrow. I assumed you were in on it. I don't remember being in on anything. You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia. Better still than an imbecilic cop-off. Cop-off? The pissing competition. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. You should tell me now. This seems irrelevant. Later. His voice is unflinching. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? Actually, I have all I know, or all I need right now. I think you should know that I can't remember anything. No response. He just arches his brow. I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved. Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? Empathy. There is a sudden harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs. What should I concentrate on? But I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me? Fine, we should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 2100. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. What should I concentrate on? Try work. The case at hand, it can work miracles. What's wrong with personal affairs? Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy. The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the décomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this. Fine. Focus on other people's troubles, not your own. That is the relief. Okay, forget it. A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist. I want to talk about you. Me? Yes, you. I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. We'll work better together if we have more rapport. That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? Tell me, do you ever talk with yourself? Tell me a secret about yourself. The lieutenant narrows a single brow. No. Okay, the lieutenant nods. We'll respect him. You're wearing glasses. That's correct. You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. Just observing. I guess you don't need glasses then. You don't look like other people around here. That's because I'm half Shoalite, recorder. My father's father was from Shoal. So was my grandmother. But from my mother's side, he shakes his head. It's not an interesting topic. What is Shoal? It's a part of the world, officer, a geopolitical entity, and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting. Shoal is a protectionist, isolationist, penisolary state west of the Insulindian Isla. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious. You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Shoal. Barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Shoalite. Sealite, Shoalite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Shoal. He seems almost proud of these things. I'm a regular Revacholier. Do you ever talk with yourself? What do you mean? You know, when you're thinking. Do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain? I have no idea what you're talking about. The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case. I get it. You're one of those old school detectives. How do you know? So you're saying your brain never just chimes in with advice or warnings or anything? What, think? Well, I do most of my work inside my notebook. Lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. We all have different mediums. His is written. Interesting. That's all for now. Convince Kim there's a sexy dark mystery twist in the case. I'll try that later.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
Clerk extends a greeting.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
The golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in an amber. Curious pendant you're wearing. Narrow your eyes. Mysterious.
Oh yes, helps to have an anchor in these times.
So you are the owner?
The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice high-pitched, sounds familiar. You've talked with her before through the doorbell. Yep. Your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right? Annette. Yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her best, doing her job like a proper girl? Yes, of course. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Yes. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store. I'm not going to grade a human being. I don't do that. Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. She crosses her arms. I expect an answer. 10. She's certainly very polite and helpful. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. She's immensely satisfied with the answer. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor. I'm going to talk to her mom about her anxiety. God, ugh, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is part of life. A part of hers, too, clearly. I don't think she can do anything about it. I mean, it is none of my business, but I'm going to make it my business, because I'm a man of the law. She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks. Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You're placing an unnecessary burden on a young child. What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything. That is true, and obviously the will of the market, but maybe make an exception for your daughter? Yeah, actually, it's super alright for kids to chew their hands off. Forget I said anything. I mean, yeah, what you're doing is wrong. She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. All of a sudden, she exhales sharply. Her shoulders slump down. Oh no, she mutters. Hold on, I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing up there. There. She returns with a nod. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. She stops, but her mouth keeps moving. It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette. You're like Annette to your husband and your mother. I'm just gonna nod compassionately. Yes, sometimes it's better to let people come to these conclusions themselves. Is this husband Annette's father? Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here, she says gloomily. No matter, soon we'll both be off for Grand Curon. Wait, Grand Curon, what's that? It's a proper place to live, one of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. Her smile is wide. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure. And your husband's also involved with the bookstore? He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner. Is she an only child? Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... Pauses for a second. No, we really couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy. A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior. Why not? We're quite busy people, you know. My husband and I, quite busy. Her voice wavers a bit. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. She catches herself at an impoliteness. I'm sorry, I'm sure you do understand. She told me she doesn't go to school anymore. She nods. She's been too busy helping me here, so she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in the school the moment the store takes off. Well, that's good, I guess. Alright, I had something else in mind. The woman looks aloof. Her features much softer. Occasionally, she glances at her daughter's silhouette. Aw. That went much better than I expected. I thought she was going to go on a tirade of like, who are you to judge me for the way that I raised my daughter? But no, she heard us. What if I want to buy a book? Why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? She fiddles with her pendant, then waves her bony fingers directly at you. See those shelves there? Go, be drawn. I already know what kind of book she has, but everything is on the shelves. Take a look at yourself. Okay. Okay. What's behind these spooky curtains? Shelf of crime novels. I have spent a good amount of my day so far just like checking everything. Hopefully that's a worthwhile endeavor and I'm not just like wasting time, but these shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over. Hate that guy. Storekeep. What's all this crime fiction? Oh, crime, robberies, murders. She lowers her voice. Even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort that all out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective. Look through all the books. Crime fiction is a disgrace. an asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes and the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of the books found on the shelf? Sure. You see Dick Mullen on the Job, Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen, Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchid, The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen, Killing is Declared, Dick Mullen in the Murder House, The Final Case of Dick Mullen, an obvious lie, Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower, The Ordeals of Dick Mullen, Dauntless Dick, Dick Mullen's Funeral Pyre, The Murder of Dick Mullen. Dick Mullen dies? Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case. Am I just talking with the shelf? Are there any more? Yes, there's also The Dame Who Did It, Farewell My Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The Morbid Tales of Dick Mullen, A Dark Tide Turns. Tragedy Calls for Dick Mullen, another one with fake death, and, of course, Dick Mullen the Murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Who is Dick Mullen? Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of the book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. What do we have here? Mistaken Identity. A worn paperback from Dick Mullen classic, Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend, and has just a few days to prove his innocence. Why does this speak to me? Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? That's probably right. I'm a complicated guy, full of contradictions. Then this is the book for you. Well, I can't afford it, man. I'm poor. Also, I gotta find a way to get some money. Quaint picture book brochure, very colorful. It's a tome of fascist magic, rather candid. The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell. Storekeep, anything of note in this shelf? I would say, the woman hums to herself, the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly, it is an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentric power. Who or what is an innocence? A very influential historical figure, but surely I don't have to tell you that. She waves her hand as if casting aside the thought. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understanding of the innocentric system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things. So you recommend it? Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise. Inland Empire. You feel like you should get this one, definitely. It's important somehow. There is something personal inside. What if I could afford it? I'll look through the display. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Eero and Alfie Delatraz by one Cecilia Averbrook. What's it about? High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver Jacob Eero. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Eero's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other. Jesus. Next to that, Ravacholian radio personality Kiame Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days. I really must insist you buy one of the books. You're interrupted by the shopkeep. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead, take your time. Time is commerce. Why so back and forth? Man. Map wall. Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insolinde, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinet. Insolinde. A large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insolindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is Le Caillou. You are here. Another far away is the southwest, Simonese Islands. Ozone, Laurentide, Fossalemer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insolindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou, and a bookstore. It's you. Can you see cities on the islands? You can. On Caillou, Ravachol, a single black star. On Ozone, Fond-de-l'Air, and Vermondo. On Archipelagos, Croyant Moraine, Villiers. On Semenine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. Lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark. 850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce, torn apart by history. Look at the edges. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Mundai is the north azimuth, Grad is the northeast, Samara is the east, Shul is the west, Isolus they're called. Connections to other worlds, words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are, distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust. Damn. Look at the map of Revachol. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the river Esperet. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Maris, the suburbs of Saint Batista, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East. And west of the river, Coron. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. That's where we live, I think. Then Faubourg. It's almost as bad and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst. And Martinet. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait, there it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have, but it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive. Look at the map of Martinet. It's not really a map, it's a tourist thing, a picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there. Storekeep, can I buy these maps? I'm sorry, officer, the map of Martinet is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore, and besides, you could scarcely afford them. That's rude. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinet is 90 cents, though. Why is the one of Martinet so cheap? That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up these coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps. What happened then? Well, they didn't get far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinet up. All these ruins are bad for business. No, I'm not going to steal it. Shelf of paranormal books. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Look through the shelf. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. I'm going to take a drink real quick. I am not a professional voice actor. Not even close. But I certainly respect what they do. I enjoy it, but it's hard. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. How does that work? It serves platitudes while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of everything, though it is important to note. That is really interesting to think of, like, non-traditional medicines and, like, wellness books as being beneficial to people who don't have access to, like, traditional medicine or even, like, therapies or, like, psychological help. When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. Okay, does the book say anything else? The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from, how to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver, and there's even a chapter on the ancient Ceres tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What even is paranatural about this? Find something truly otherworldly. The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. What's the pale? The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted. What's this book about? The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territorier. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a vinnic, or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale. Sounds invigorating. It is, and good for the circulation, too. What else? It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pail. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pail and leave them there for 30 to 60 days depending on the potency desired. And what does this pale-aged liquor do? Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health. Wow, what the fuck? I should probably get my hands on some of that. What else is in there? For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pail, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions. This is exactly what you need. Huh. Anything else of note? There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations. Well, no, I probably need that. Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you buy it. How about you leave me alone? Storekeep, what books are these? Sir, please no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. Can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Alright. Another boring book just discarded here. Oh boy. What's over here? See a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Shopkeeper, what's behind the curtains? Nothing. Now please go back to browsing books. She fiddles with her pendant. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about. She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. Examine the strange cage-like trinket. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron, assembled from bones, sticks, and straws. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. From the looks of it, this is a traditional Simonese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges. And who are the Simonese? Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Simonine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it, suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you. Can I just pull them open? Like, what is she gonna do? Nah, I'll respect her. She's been helpful, and although she has been getting on my nerves.
Hello again, esteemed officer.
Maybe I'll come back and break into there at some point. But I've been browsing in that bookstore long enough. It's a wonder she hasn't tried to kick me out yet. I should probably go next door and get some of that ammonia. Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery bearing the number 57. Okay. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. Damn, it's been sitting out here for a while. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. What? Open the door. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. I'm gonna pull out the toolbox. Metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized. Take what you need, officer. It's gonna be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools like some men are. He's clearly a little protective of his tools, but what can you do? Work is work. Let's take the flashlight. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue. Blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. Let's take these chain cutters. Handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. Let's take the pry bar. Pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. Push it back in. Slides back into place. Preheater gauge casts warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook. Kim, what are we looking at? This is the Copris Kanema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like. He nods to the cabin. Motor carriage, something bad with a motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat. What is the sinking feeling I have with the words motor carriage? Nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging. Wait, Inland Empire. This must be what woke me up when you arrived in Martinez. The infernal noise. Ah. Yeah, sorry about that. Copris Kanema does have a rather distinctive engine sound. He says it with very badly concealed pride. Do all policemen in the RCM have such cool motor carriages? Copris Metacore does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes. Can we turn it on and drive somewhere? No, I'm afraid not. He straightens his spine. We have a murder case on our hands, remember? True. Pick up the radio. The frequency tableau lights up and a green button labeled Prime Line grows like a feline eye. And then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static. This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you? Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on. Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times. Hi, Alice. This is the officer from 41st Precinct speaking. Nice to meet you. This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? A voice replies in the radio. I need you to connect me to a civilian. First, I should probably report my missing badge. Just a second, officer. She puts you on hold, the static crackling softly like a bonfire. After a while, you hear an old man greet you from the radio. His rattly voice is oddly familiar. 10-2, 10-5, this is 41st, come in, over. Scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas, the radio switchboard. The man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code. 10-4, Station 41. I've got urgent business. Over. 10-4, 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. Just reporting in. Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. Need to report my badge missing. 10-9, over. My badge, I can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's gone. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over. Is it him? A dry voice asks in the background. What does he want? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it. He what? He lost his badge? Hey, who is this? This is Communications Officer Jules Pedieu. Pedieu. Sir, over. No, the other one. You mean your partner? Over. What is he saying? He's asking who you are. I'm his goddamn partner. It's your partner, Satellite Officer Vicmar. Sir, over. Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge? The man in the background sounds like he's losing his patience. Who lost his badge? Mr. Chester McLean. Dick fucking Mullen, who do you think? It's Officer Dick. He tries to speak through laughter. Mullen, from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity. Defend yourself immediately. They're laughing at you. Haha, officer's lost his badge. Haha, like I'm the first cop to ever. Can't we just move on? I want to get it reported and be done with it. Task complete. Report your badge missing. Gained experience 30. Level up. New task. Track down your badge. 10-4. I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over. Fuck me, Mac. Come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge. What's going on? Super Cop here lost his badge. Lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge. Should you all just please stop saying lost his badge for a moment? He asked you to please stop saying he lost his badge. Why? Did he find it? The room at the other end of the line erupts in volcanic laughter. Sergeant Torson was wondering if you found your badge yet. Over. You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this. Say nothing. He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. You can hear laughter in the background. Enough with this now. I have other things to discuss. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over. The animated conversation in the back is making it difficult for him to hear you. New heights, even for Captain Soap. Ask him. The speaker gasps for air. Ask him if he lost his gun, too. The room roars with laughter. Sergeant Torson wants to know if you lost your gun, too. Over. Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck, you don't know where it is, do you? Oh god, it's not here. I don't have my gun. Oh god, it's not here. Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone. Don't sweat it, Bratton. You don't need a gun to have fun. We can still have fun. It's not all over. 10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over. Convince them you didn't lose your gun. Say nothing. 10-1, you're breaking up. 10-9, repeat, please. Over. 10-9, come in, officer. Come in, officer. 10-9, repeat message, please. Did you replace your firearm? Over. That's affirmative. Over. He says he doesn't have it. Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my, I can't. The man succumbs to laughter again. This isn't really a laughing matter. Matt can face the giant of Koku Nur by himself, but Disco here made him piss his pants. Oh, I can't. Fuck, he lost his... Ask him if he still has his wiener. I'm not going to. Ask him. Sergeant Torson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over. I left it at his mama's after I fucked her ass all night. Tell him that. That's a negative. Not gonna say that. Over. What's he saying? Share with the class. He said he sodomized your mother. The prick ate mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got. Sure, her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate. Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This is my mom we're talking about. Tell him to apologize right now. Sergeant Torson requests that you apologize for the claims you made about his mother. Okay. Okay, tell him I'm sorry. It was just banter. I thought that's what cops do. He says he's sorry and he didn't mean nothing by it. Okay, tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing that matters here. Satellite officer. I heard him and I'm on it. 10-4, affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of firearm. They're static. Oh god, The man is fighting back tears. Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. I could really use some financial assistance. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but what does he want now? He's asking for money. Is he fucking kidding? I don't think he is. Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all. Alright, The operator turns back to you. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. It is paramount to the investigation that you grant me more money. He says it's important to the case. He isn't getting a red cent, you can tell him that. Request denied, sir. Over. Please, I'm not gonna beg. Okay, I heard you. No funds. This might sound odd, but there's personal details I'd like to discuss. Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your question. Over. Wait, before you say anything stupid, think it through. Okay, rhetoric. What is there to think about? You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone. 10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question. The radio operator inquires again. Hold on, are you alone in the room? I need some confidential information about myself. It's a negative, sir. I've got 10-12 here. Over. Yeah, let's wrap this up. Understood, sir. Over. 10-10. 18 kilometers to the south, in the 41st Precinct's relay booth, a small crowd is gathered around Communication Officer Jules Old Boy Pidou, around a dozen cops. The small room is filled with cigarette smoke, abuzz with laughter when Officer Judith Minot enters. Her left arm is in bandages and hair trimmed short. What is going on here? Did something happen? She asks, startled. Jean Vicmer turns to her and says, What happened is my partner made contact. It's not good. He has lost his badge and his sidearm. He seemed confused, delirious even. Stops to think. Mac, the torso Torson, is finger-fucking his fist, laughing hoarsely, and apparently telling some dirty story to his partner, Chester McLean, near the entrance. Yeah, Mullen was fucked alright. Sounded fucking drunk to me. The tall ginger on his right still has tears of laughter in his eyes. Yeah, Mac's right. This was some gnarly shit there. I mean, before he started begging for money, it was... Satellite Officer Vicmer bites down on his knuckles. Enough, he shouts across the room. The commotion dies down. All the eyes turn to him. None of this is funny. It's fucking sad, that's what it is. He's a cop. He's one of us. God damn this. Minnow looks down at her neatly polished black shoes. There is a quiet firmness to her voice. When she speaks, we must help him. Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink? Go jogging with him in the morning and get him on carrot juice? He's a lost man. I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. He wouldn't. The crowd in the room has started fidgeting uncomfortably. Someone's trying to slip out unnoticed. Mac, man the door. He gestures Torson to block the doorway, then turns to Mino. You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. Those were his words. He sighs heavily and turns to address the room. This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain or anyone else. We'll give him a couple days to pull his shit together. Old boy lights another cigarette and says, I guess I can hold off the report for a few days. Good. Vicmer turns to the others. Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs. Now get back to work. Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hand in the motor carriage. Shit. Pick up the radio again. It's Precinct 57. How may I assist you? I need you to connect me to a civilian, a Sylvie. She may have reported a murder. Of course. What is her number, officer? Kim, didn't Gart give you Sylvie's number? Yes, hold on. The lieutenant takes a look at his notes. Her number is 005-1944-298. Received. Hold on, officer. Start slapping a marching rhythm on your thighs. That is something I'd do. Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the phone. Officer, she finally returns. I have Sylvie Maleka on the line for you. Yes, hello. A female voice greets you through static. It sounds like she's a million miles away from here. Hello, this is the police calling. I have some questions for you about your last days at work. Oh, right. She recognizes your voice almost immediately. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again. You quit your job at the Whirling. Why? You mean, why did I leave the bar? You can hear her tense up on the other side. Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir. Alright, I won't push you on this. Wait, why aren't you comfortable discussing it with me? Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone. Who? You know who. You think you hear a sliver of accusation in her words. You mean me? You needed to get away from me? I really don't want to talk about this. Let's just forget about it, okay? Alright, I won't push you on this. Are you ever coming back to work? Maybe. I don't know. She seems to relax a little bit. I just know I have to take some time off right now. Was it you who called the police? No, not me. But why didn't you call? Didn't a corpse behind your workplace bother you? What? Of course it bothered me, but I thought the union already knew about the corpse. What does the union have to do with anything? No one calls the police. You can hear her adjust the receiver in her hand. The union would get angry. Well, we know the union has, acted as like the police around here. What do you mean by that? You know, she seems to be looking for words. What the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here. Garbage. Wait, Kim. Is she speaking the truth? The union is law? Yeah, we know that. Tell me, why exactly did you let a corpse hang in your own backyard for weeks instead of calling us? I didn't want to get in trouble with the others. Push her further. Show her the error of her ways. No, don't push her. It sounds as if she's about to cry. Let me get this straight. You ignored the law to save... I see. Don't worry about it. I understand. You do? What else can I do for you? Do you know who made that call? No, sorry, I don't. She clears her throat. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the union's phone, or the one on the coast. It was someone else. The lieutenant makes a note. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while. Okay, next question. Yeah, go on. Have you seen my badge? Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law. Wait, my badge is missing. Have you seen it anywhere? Oh, no, I haven't. Sorry. Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Kim doesn't have a uniform, and he seems real to me. I should really look into my... Oh, no. Yes, you absolutely should. It's awful that you lost it. Feels like you haven't worn yours in a long, long time. Have you seen my gun? Please, no, not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. She sounds beyond exacerbated. I showed you my gun? When did it happen? You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and she stops hesitantly, not sure if she should continue. And what? What did I do? You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you. And then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic. Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after. Why would I threaten to kill myself? I mean, look at this world. I would love to stay. Okay. I don't know what to say. Me neither. Yeah, but what happened to my gun? No idea. All I know is, next you were waving around money instead, saying things like, big bucks cannot lie, and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask, she sighs. Have you seen my policeman uniform? Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on, the disco things. think I got everything I need, thanks. I do hope so. Please don't call again. Bye. Wait, why does she seem angry with you? Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags when she was still working there. Wait, before you go, you're mad at me, right? Tell me, what did I do? I can't remember anything. I'm not mad, it's just the static sighs again. You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the squaw thing happened. It just made me want to quit. What squaw thing? The stuffed bird, the great squaw. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. Bitch bird got what was coming to her. Why do I always end up screwing everything up? It was a pretty bird there since I started working in Whirling. I really liked her. We called her Scotty. There's genuine sadness in her voice. So you're telling me that I was the one who made you want to quit? Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen, and I've seen so many assholes in this place. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you... She pauses. Go on. I want to know what I did. Well, you were worse than all of them, honestly. You were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things, like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it now. Hold on, which song? We Go On by the Ooh. She sighs. I can't listen to it anymore. You turned it into a parody. Sorry. Sorry about the song. To hell with the song. Then there was your room, your project, an experiment to see how bad it can get in there. I tried to send a cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know. And then you screamed something about how you are a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that. I'm sorry. And then I had to deal with your toilet, the ones you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself. Wait, police documents? The ones you had to wrench out of your toilet. The ones I had to wrench out of your toilet. What happened to them? Damn it. I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little thing I do. Resentment gives way to concern in her voice. Especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault for losing them, not mine. Something in you wants to immediately forget about this, as if there was a reason you threw them away. Okay, I get it. I wasn't a very good tenant. No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. I'm truly sorry for everything, Sylvie. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again and let's pretend it never happened. What else did I sing besides the OO? I'm looking for a song. Oh, all sorts of things. Some disco, rock too. So much disco and rock. Maybe you can help me identify this one particular song. Which one would that be? One that was really sad. Sad? I think the one you mean is The Smallest Church in St. Saints. Butchered that right up. Her voice carries a tone of disappointment. Interesting. You still have to find it, however. Right, thank you for talking with me. Take care. You hear a sigh of relief on the end of the radio. Wordless, the call breaks, and then the already familiar voice. Anything else I can help you with, officer? No. I'll leave this for now. It's already 1 o'clock. Suggestion. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know you're capo type. Wait. There are capo types? Yes, guess what's yours? Some kind of cool cop? Sorry cop. Okay, just for the length of this short demonstration, please say something that isn't, I'm sorry. Guess what it is? Sorry, cop? Yes, sorry, cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. I am pretty sorry. I fucked up. I'm gonna make it right. I'm a new man. Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the Advanced Interesting Cop, Liquid Shadow Cop, but you're too sorry to say those things, so here we go. Won't the other copotypes be jealous? What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual copotype from sorry to anything. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thought gained. Rigorous self-critique. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this. Like info, or maybe every time you say you're sorry you get $1 million. That won't happen. Leap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. Street sign reads, "Fuck the police." Coming straight from the underground. Pigs go home. The street name is illegible. I'm gonna go talk to the store manager.
Can I help you?
Is that trash container out back yours? Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags. Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked? Why? To keep out hobos and drunks. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company. I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container? Well, yes, us and the garbage disposal company. Seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. I wonder what this feeling is. Prod at him and find out. Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor? Callous? What are you, Krasmazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard. Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure of the grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism. Mazovian thought of Mazovianism. Interesting. Yum yum, tell me more. I'm no Krasmazov. No one was implying you were, officer. Where were we? I need those keys. What do you need them for? It concerns the case. The lieutenant's voice is harsh and sudden. Please cooperate. He takes the keys from under the counter and hands them to you. Just bring them back once you're done. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today starts, and a man's handwriting. So, she left yesterday. The dishes are drying. They smell of chemicals and pine trees. Gorosy Quebec. A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods towards the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Gorosy and Quebec. Must be his name, Gorosy. Gorosy Quebec. Sounds representative. Hello, sir. Got time for a few questions? Quebec, I'm here on official police business. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. I've got some impressive pots there. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of the pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove. Don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. Wonder where this door leads. You do? The lieutenant regards you with a patient skepticism. It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? It's part of Whirling in Rags. There's something about this place that makes me want to know. Eccentric, but okay, I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation. He's not bothered by your eccentricity. He seems genuinely intrigued himself. Yes. A mini side investigation. He looks at you. Explore the Whirling's secret passages. He looks at you, then at the door. Gart is the person to ask about this, the cafeteria manager. Cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel is door flush with its frame on every side. Alright, first, let's go... No, let's do this now. Fuck it.
Can I help you?
I've seen something here at the Whirling, Gart. A thing I need to talk about. He rolls his eyes. What thing? There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen. Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. Do you know what's behind it? Do you have... No, I don't have a key. And I don't know how to get there, and I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just the Frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust. He runs his finger across the counter to check for dirt. He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing. I think you'd like to know what's back there. Fine, okay, a little. He shrugs, but my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals, and I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. What about the mess hall for the Union? Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God, just the nastiest and loudest faction. He tosses his head in disdain. They come here in the evenings, dumb, unruly types, think they're the big shit, but they're good customers. They place big orders, always pay on time. He hates the Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him, so he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate! Let it go. You're above gratuitous baiting. Find out who is in the Union box. Lieutenant gives you a meaningful nod. We should find out who this loud faction is occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. How do we find them? We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. He looks toward the booth. Men are hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow. There's something else I want to ask about. What? By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the Whirling later. I shall. But for now, let's go check out this dumpster out back. Whoops. Trash. Trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says whirling in rags. No, just open it with a key. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't! Maybe you shouldn't. Did I just have a premonition that there's something in there? There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid. I'm gonna open the lid. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. We're just in time, the lieutenant peers in. This hasn't been emptied for over a week. Look under the boxes of carton. You see milk, an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Solio cereal. Soleil, right? Cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however. Pick at the rags. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers? Grab them. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air. The victim's clothes, the lieutenant smells them. Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Drop them in here, officer. Kim quickly searches the jeans. Guitar mark blue jeans. Pockets empty, or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A wide belt. The loops appear stretched, but... He looks into the container. The belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here. Something slimy catches your eye. Reach for it. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus. Ugh. This is military-type overgarment. No label, a serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. He nods to himself. Anything more? The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye, but other than that, a thrown-out towel, a mug, that's all. Alright, we should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard, or that one. He nods toward the red-haired boy behind him. I'd advise against confronting that force. Think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and this establishment had the key. It's just a small, loose thread. Okay. You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. An antique? Only in its social sensibility. The man briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. Search the food waste. Just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels mostly. Unidentified sludge. And the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey. Nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this? What? Blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Pick it out. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can make out forms and notes written in a man's handwriting. Officer, is that your paperwork? I don't know what this is. It is, look. He points to the clipboard. The plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. A miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board. If you don't mind me asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash? I'd rather not talk about it right now. Understood, he nods, reverting his attention to the container, still stinking in front of you. Be untroubled. If anything, this small moment has made him respect you more. Close the lid. Container sounds a muffled gong. That's one thing off the list. The lieutenant sounds relieved. I think we got it all. Read your ledger and name the case. You said you didn't want to talk about the ledger. However, now that you have it back, it would not hurt to start taking notes on the case, officially. This is the logo of the municipality. I think of this place. I think that's how you pronounce it. Holding a flashlight. The broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the whirling in rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Sumerian descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be damaged to start keeping notes on the case. I probably should. Take a drink. Whew. Okay. I am thirsty. It's the ledger you found in the trash, a pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Anything else? There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It is a metaphor for you. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart. Inspect the toilet paper. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of your plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. Let's take it off. Still wet. Toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila. Ledger now looks marginally better. Inspect the clip. An aluminum block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. Run your finger across the aluminum. Surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparking with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned? Point to the sticker. What? He's lost in his own notes. It takes a moment for him to see it. Yes, a halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property. Interesting. What kind of information? Depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has station number and address. The information varies by date of issue. How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that. How can I read it? Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. Like, for example, all RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too. This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on. That's all, thank you. Okay, he returns to his neatly kept notes. While a bunch of sodden papers sag from a clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight. Let's look at the white papers. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. Count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. What's in there? What are they about? Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51st this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to the missing pages and an odd naming convention, but there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases, undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You've attempted 2 cases a week on average. Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant? Huh? He raises his nose from his notes. 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though. 2? He raises both eyebrows. That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you're making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. I burned out alright. A nice brisk pace, the way I like it. I prefer a normal caseload. He turns back to his own case files. It's a matter of methods. Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. Handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible. There was mention of a naming convention here. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins, yet still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might even say, or one might say even. One that draws inspiration from Snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples. Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too. Damaged ledger. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Cases. Others appear more lighthearted. The Guys on a Couch in an Unexpected Location, and The Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Even rare article-free Collapsing Tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done later, once you're done inspecting them up close. Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention. You mean the alphanumeric officer precinct time of arrival at the scene? No, I mean a non-numeric one, with titles. Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does. Why is that? It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Offers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. I seem to have named a case The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one. He peeks into his notes. The Man with the Hole in His Head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. He smiles. I pray his loved ones never find out. What happened to him? Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident. That sucks. Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room? There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Commit to paper. Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old worn-down lead pencil. It's unfitting of this monumental event. Kim, do you have a pen? Lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from the binder, like large-caliber bullets on an ammo belt. He's not really saying anything, just standing there looking at him. Can I have one? Know that I give this to you. He pulls one from the loot with resentment. With this beauty, commit to paper. The tasks you've completed flow out of the blue oblong pen in a brash, freehand uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place. Cross the ones you've already finished. Healed morale. Satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you. And you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case. Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case? No, actually. Any ideas? The Furies are at home in the mirror. The setting sun. Shit on a stick. The Hanged Man. Great, that's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. Level up. He flips the pages of his notebook. I'm gonna start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out. I'm done inspecting these. Can I read the case files now? Smell the ledger. Look at the clipboard. Let's smell it. The acidic stench of rotting food has rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. Lieutenant observes you raising and lowering the toilet waterlogged mass under your nose, trying to get a good whiff, a good analytical whiff. After a while, he can't take it anymore. Excuse me, I have to ask again. How could you have let this get tossed out? I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore, so I flushed my career down the toilet, literally. I'm sad to hear that. For a moment, he doesn't know what to reply. He's sorry for you. In any case, we're lucky you found it. Make sure it's all in there. Official notes are, well, they're dangerous. They contain confidentialities. Now, if you'll excuse me. He reopens his own pristine blue notebook. That thing has filled me with the sudden urge to make sure mine is in perfect order. Let's look at the clipboard. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4-sized board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM. Let's shake it. Something rattles inside ever so slightly. Is there a hidden compartment? Plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. What did you say the color was? Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. So I'm drawn to the letter blue, the color blue. How would I open it? With your hands. U4 size pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. Let's look at the yellow papers. In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper, some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to the type of form. Well, what type of forms are there? 3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. Misconduct fine. Monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields. Station call. These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. And field autopsy. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs. Enough of these. Yes, all that remains now is to fill these forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. Cool. What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper. Alright, well... -1 for Lonesome Road Home. Let's try this. Shit. It's possible, yes. Easy, no. You need to come up with a small archaeological system to reorder the remains of your past works. At the moment, all they do is fall apart in your hands. Some dates and the numeric titular system is all you have. Let's try this. Yeah. Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some, then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. Well, that was, something. Man, my guy looks like shit. Oh no, I've got the pen. Should I look at this mug? Just erase this mug. What's there to read here? Not much. There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content. Oh boy, here we go. What are you gonna say about a broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage? This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm gonna use it as an example of what not to do. But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective. Alright, don't get sassy on me. You're a mug. Quick save. I should really go get that ammonia. I just keep getting caught up.
Welcome to Fripp. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
She returns to her magazine. What's that magazine she's reading? What are you reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colorful photo of two girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you. What is this fashion police feature? Point at the cover.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
I bet your hat would take the prize. So who is the most stylish there? It can't be anyone.
Anita. She's a model. Usually it's a model. Or a singer-songwriter. Or a model.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Do you have any ammonia for sale? She looks up from her magazine, eyes filled with tired ennui. Yes, she hitches her thumb towards the end of the counter. What we have is there, in the medicine cabinet. Go take a look yourself. Does Frit have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags? Warehouse? I don't know, maybe. I don't really care what Frit does. Come on, give me something to work with here. She looks up from under her brow. Fine, Frit doesn't have a warehouse, just a little back room here, okay? She turns back to her magazine without waiting for you to respond. Can you tell me anything about the dead body? I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Alright, you're not much help. Uh-huh. Yellow roses. Shimmering wall of vices. Colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles lines the shop wall. There, in that dark green glass, a world of ruby, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer alcohol, love alcohol. Say nothing. This is not a good place for a recovering addict. The clerk looks at the wall of goods behind her. Guess not. No. She adjusts her hat. Do you sell any under-the-counter vices? No. She fixes her hair underneath her cap. Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says. Leave. St. Baptiste Pharmaceutics. Small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the St. Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm. Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Dramamine, magnesium, and hypnogamma. I need some ammonia. Ah, shoot, wrong one. I don't know, let me see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Dramamine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... I don't really know. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising. Thanks for explaining. Her nose is already back on her magazine. Want to buy some ammonia? Okay. She hands over a small capsule. Don't, like, overdo it or something. Thanks, lady. Tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says 1 bottle equals 10 cents. The clerk looks up out of her magazine. Oh, that's the tear machine. Yes, but what is it? She knits her brow, confused. It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever. You put it in the machine, then it gives you money. Ooh, I see. How do you pick up tear for the tear machine? You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out. Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there. Groovy. Alright. Back to the body, now that I've got ammonia. Oh yeah, I want to level up. Total 6 skill points. Damn. Punches and gut feelings, dreams and waking life. So wait, it takes 6 to level up? Oh, I see. My total is 6, so Psyche base plus 4. Signature skill plus 1, bonus from plus 1. Okay. Keep up morale. I'm gonna level up my empathy. Do I understand cop culture? I'm gonna do perception. Alright, so empathy, Inland Empire, perception. Cool. Still trying to level that up. Rigorous self-critique. You're one sorry piece of shit, cop penitent, a flagellant cop punk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of nine tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. I am an embarrassment to the party. Cool. Let's work on it. Do-do-do-do. Items. Ample of ammonia. How do I use it? Thin glass tube wrapped in a cotton netting used to treat fainting spells. +1 has ammonia, so I can try again. Oops. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. Second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears. Spit and say nothing. Are you okay, officer? You feel the lieutenant pat you on the back. Heavy rhythmic taps. The weight is reassuring, like a krenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat. You're facing tough odds here. It's aggravated further by alcohol withdrawal. Why can't I keep it in if I've been a cop my whole life? I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate, throw up, initial autopsy, throw up, bag it. He puts on your back, pats on your back again. Then drive to the station, maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough. You seem to be fine. I think I've lost all my sense of smell. There's a pause. Not being hungover helps too. Do it without me, I just can't keep it down. No, this is the two-man assignment, because it needs 2 officers to complete. I need your help. He withdraws his hand and looks you in the eye. You need to get your shit together. Okay. We should go talk to locals, find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now. You have received a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet in the bottom right menu and equip it. Give it half an hour, get yourself together, then come back and have another go. One day I'll get my shit together. Alright. Volumetric shit compressor. Your shit is apart, and it's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together. Compressed in a small area. To achieve a solid level of shit compression, squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the 2 hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people. Maybe that'll help. Okay. I will try my best to get my shit together. Guess I'll talk to some of the people out here. This design on the ground looks really cool.
The RCM and Martinez? What can I help you with?
You sound surprised.
We don't see a lot of police around here. That's all.
I have some questions for you.
Of course. What can I help you with?
Of course, what can I help you with? We need directions. What is this fuck the police business? I guess we need directions. No. Where's this? Well, we already know why. Of course, I won't hold you back. She wipes her brow with the canary yellow glove. Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all. One more thing. Can I borrow your gloves? No, those gloves aren't really my style. Can I borrow the gloves? Sure, keep them. I have another pair. She hands you the rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. Thank you. That's cool. +1 to interfacing. Maybe I can open the container on my thing. Oh no, it's still locked. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna stop from there. Or stop there for now. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.